Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the User Hectic Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Freeburn, and just before we get into anything, I want to tell you all to go fucking buy tickets. There's the fuck in it already. Susan Wojcicki or whoever runs the CEO of YouTube's not going to pay us now. She never was. But get tickets for Scaldy Comedy, 22nd of June in the Black Box. We've got such class acts down there. It'll be fucking class. You'll love it so much. I'll put the poster right here. I'll forget to do it, but it'll be absolutely phenomenal. You'll love it. So get your tickets. 22nd of June, Black Box. Today we have a very exciting guest. This guy I've seen on the comedy scene flat out at the minute, and he's doing class shit. I see him in the music scene as well. Everyone give a shout out to Craig Brown here.
Hello. I'm all over the place.
You are here. He's the world chess champion. I hope you know.
I'm like a fucking creative octopus, man.
There's fucking 9 arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double guitars, you know.
I can't bump into one of my like music mates without going, "Here, man, why are you in like 5 million bands?"
That's right. You are in multiple bands as well.
I'm only in 2 bands, man. It's not really that many.
2's fucking crazy.
It's one of them's a 7. You know the homegrown guys, obviously, but that's
you work with those guys as in like you're actually part of their like collective now, like
I play guitar for them now.
Class.
I was mates with them before because they would have came up. I live in a house with a studio, Tribal King Studio. Shout out! Just knocked the microphone. But they would come up to record with us.
Yeah.
So they recorded a few tunes, and they were starting the live band stuff. I think their last guitar player pissed off, so they were like, "Do you need me to?" Or they asked me to come in or whatever, and I did for a bit, and it wasn't really working for me, so I fucked off myself. And then they asked me back, and I said, "I'll do you a gig. I'll do you one gig because I'm your friend, because you need a hand." And then I done it, and I was like, "This is class.
This is great." Yeah,
just gonna stay.
Those guys, I fucking love those guys. Anytime I've ran into them anywhere, I'm just like, these guys are the nicest guys in the planet.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
What are
Garrett and
Phil. Yeah. Phil's the one who looks like me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those guys. We've been talking about getting them on the podcast for ages now. It's just never like every time I'm like, "Oh, come down," and then I end up taking like a 3-month hiatus right after I invite them, and I go, "I am a dickhead. I'm the homegrown. If you're watching this, boys, come down. We'll love you to bits."
Man, I'll text them right now.
Fucking send a photo and go. But they, I love those guys. Like they're great. The first time I saw them, I went to a music gig about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe, and they were just doing like the open mic part of it, and it was down at the OES Centre, and they went on first, and I was just listening. I love rap music. Rap music. I'm autistic about rap music. Like I'm from fucking 1971 right through to 2025. Any rap song, I'll dissect it. I'll tell you who produced it. I'll tell you, anything about it. Local, American, English, whatever. I'm like, it's my whole thing. And those guys, I seen those guys come on stage, and I was like, these guys are a vibe. They're flowing together and all. And they did that song "Smoking Weed with Jesus." Yes. My girlfriend was with me at it because we were supporting a friend of mine who was on the show. He was doing like a 10-minute set or something, and he had a class set as well. I don't really speak to him anymore, but he did a fucking class set. But they were on first, and I was like, "This is great." And me and my girlfriend were laughing our heads off at "Smoking Weed with Jesus." Yeah. I was like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life," because they're doing it so well. But there was like a line in the song. I think it was Garrett was saying, Judas is in the corner like stealing fig buds from an ashtray or something, some line like that. And I remember just going, "That's fucking hilarious."
It's great. And we tried to do like a live session of "Smoking Weed with Jesus" for 420 Easter. Yeah. We'd done it like 2 weeks before
Hitler's birthday, by the way.
Right enough. But we tried and it just didn't work for whatever reason. The video just fucked up. But
really?
It would have been class. Just like, "Happy 420 Easter. Here's "Smoking Weed with Jesus."
See, I do music. I make rap music. I just produce songs on FL Studio and stuff. I don't know if you've heard any of them, but they're literally, I did it for like 10 years. Like I'm talking like from I was 11 right through to I was about 20.
See, whenever I first would have heard of you would have been from the rap, because I think, I don't know if I said this to you last time we were speaking, but there was, do you remember a rap night in Shay Nobody in Lurgan? In like 2018 or something.
Yeah. There's no way you were at that, man.
Swear to God, because I used to go to that cafe all the time.
The guy I was with doing that on the stage, me and him did like a back and forth on our songs. That was the guy I was talking about. He was, I think he still does music. He hasn't put out a song in a couple of years, but he's great. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Shea Nobody, but it's not even there anymore.
No, it's not, because there was like ones I went to tech with whenever it first opened, they were like, "Do you want to come down to this coffee shop?" And I was like, "I don't know, sure, whatever." And then it just became like this wee community, and they would always try to put events on. So one time they tried to put a rap gig on. Like, I've never been big into rap. I'm still not. I have more of an appreciation for it now.
You get it because you do music, you understand
exactly, and like
a talent to it. Yeah,
Paul, who I don't know if you've heard of Primoid.
I don't know.
So
he produces a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, a lot of homegrown beats he would make.
I've chatted to him a few times in person and stuff. So he's a good guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but he's fucking constantly making beats. Yeah. And all sorts. But like I've gotten a bit more of an appreciation of rap through that, just through hearing it more. But at the time I was like, this is fucking shit. Why have we got rappers?
We were 100%. We were like, I remember showing up and being like, I know everyone here, and everyone here is into like metal.
Yeah.
So I was like,
rarely any metal nights ever on in that place though, and like everybody was into it.
You know what the thing was? I gained about 13 followers after that, and everyone texted me being like, you were so good, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I was like, this is the start of my career. I was like, it's me doing the SSE next week.
See, coming off that though, I remember a few years later, and I think this was even before I started doing comedy myself, but I think I seen just a comedy poster and your name was on it, and I was like, that's the rapper guy. What's going on? Has somebody stepped on a butterfly somewhere? What's the crack here?
The fucking Justin Butterfly effect. But the Justify effect. It sounds like a Justin Timberlake album. But that's so funny you were at that gig. That was like a pivotal moment for me in life.
Really?
That was like me being like, because we had done music and all, and we were like recording. That was like our first actual performance that we had ever done. So it was like we had no idea what to expect. We didn't know if we had to bring anything. We were just like, we showed up, and the guy who was running it, Emmett, I don't know if you know him, or it was Emmett and the guy with the long hair, I forget his name.
Emmett Neil.
That's his name, Neil. He was class as well. He was a good lad. He let me record one of my old music videos, and then moved to the main street there.
Yeah,
named it something else.
It was strange, bro, because him and the other guy that owned it had a bit of a falling out, and then they opened up a new place in the town, and then it didn't last that long. I think it was only open for about a year or two.
Yeah, I ended up buying clothes and shit off him. I'm wearing a grey tracksuit right now. Do I look like the kind of guy buying 70s vintage clothes? You know?
I have a blue velvet blazer in my jacket that I got from that shop for like 20 quid.
Yeah, they were doing like cool stuff, and even the shop itself was all like very 60s.
Yeah, it was like proper done up in the big like circular chairs and shit. It was great.
But back when they had it in the old place, there was the actual studio at the back. Don't know if you'd ever been in the studio of it. It was all red.
I think, because I feel like the time you played would have been quite early on.
Yeah, I think it was.
But oh yeah. Do you mean like the big room? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like towards the end, they actually tried to turn the back room into a studio as well.
Oh no, that's the room that I was talking about. Yeah, there was the big room that we performed in that night.
Yes,
and it was so funny that whole. I remember just me and him, because we were quite like hype rappers in the sense that like we rap fast and we rap like, you know, like bouncy, like everything's all 808s and fucking crazy shit, you know. And I remember just being like, you know, all this heavy like real thick bass music, and like everyone just like looking at us going, who gives a fuck, like but I was like, this is great. I still love doing this, you know, like even if that was just like a jam sesh, I would have just loved that, you know. Like it was so good. But we were that music studio they built at the back.
Yes.
We recorded a music video in there. They were happy enough to let us record in there, and it was great. It was it was funny. But it's so funny that you like you're like you were at that night. That's mental. Yeah. There was the other guy, LORD from Lurgan.
I remember him.
Yeah, he. Funny enough, someone in work brought him up to me the other day. Someone in work turned around and was like, "There's a rapper I grew up with," and I was like, and this guy was like, you know, 30, and I was like, oh really? And he was like, yeah, he's still doing it at the minute. He was like, do you know LORD? And I was like, holy shit! I was like, yeah, he was on that show that night. Yeah, but it's so funny. I love doing music, but there's not like you have to really be dedicated to, if you want to be a rapper, you have to fucking love that shit. Like you need to like live and breathe that shit the same way like I do with comedy. Like I'm like every day I wake up and I go, what am I going to do about comedy today? You know, what podcast am I going to record? What am I have a gig today? Everything is comedy that I'm based around. Yeah. But like those guys live and breathe rap music. I could never dedicate myself to that way.
Yeah.
I love doing it. I still record music. I still do everything. I've still all the equipment. You know, I just never could sit down and see myself playing like an arena doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So like that was the thing for me, but I still love it. But you said that you were in 2 bands, and what's the other band called?
Cursed Sun. So it's a metal band. They've been going in Belfast for over 17 years now.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So coming up to August here, it'll be I'll have been in there about a year. So it was like their old guitar player left, and then the bass player took on guitar, and then they were looking at bass player, and I was like, "Hello, let me in."
So you play bass as well?
I play bass, play guitar, and I do.
Long have you been playing guitar then? Because it's usually if you're doing it longer than 10 years, you can play bass. Like it seems to usually be the
no.
pattern of it.
I was I started when I was 14, so almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I was playing guitar for a while, and then it was a band in Lurgan that were looking at bass player, and I was like in tech like 2 or 3 years at this point, and I was like, I can play guitar, so I can obviously play bass. So I was like, let me into your band.
Like you ever watch that South Park episode and like, Token, you're black, you can play bass.
Yeah. And that was me. I was like, look, I have a guitar here, I can play bass. I don't own one, but I can play.
I can play, you give me one.
And then very quickly found out that it's a lot harder than it fucking looks.
Oh yeah.
You really have to whack the strings.
Oh yeah, it's like your fucking thumbs are numb for the rest of your life. Especially if you're playing like slop bass or something, that's you.
Yeah.
That part of your thumb is gone, like, you know.
Yeah, I play with a pick because I'm a virgin, but but there's a one song that I'm doing a bit of slap in now, and I don't really fully know how to do it. Yeah. So like,
they're fucking genius. Bass players are geniuses whenever it comes to that sort of shit.
See, I had a moment at that gig on Saturday though, because I had like a real rock star idea in my head. I was like, I'm gonna be a proper rock star here and throw a pick away, and then I'll do my slap bit.
Hit some wee girl was.
No, I threw this pick and it landed beside this wee fella, and I done my ding, my bits, and then the song was finished, and then the guy came up to me to hand me the pick back, and I was like, dude, you didn't need to do that. I was like,
you lost this.
This is so much less cool now. It's like, Lord, you dropped that.
So the people seen me do it. It's okay. I got my end of this out, you know. Yeah. But I play like a tiny bit of, like, see, if me and you were to play a guitar next to each other, it would be like, you know, I would look like I had special needs, right?
Yeah, I'm good, but I don't feel that confident in my abilities. So if you want to have a wee jam, you know.
No, I mean, like, I'm like, oh, do you like Nirvana? Like some of the most simple riffs you will ever get in your life. I'm like, do you like Come As You Are? You know, like things like that. Because I love all music. I love rock music. I wouldn't be too deep into like you know, like heavy metal, like anything that's, you know, like fucking Cannibal Corpse or anything. Sometimes it gets a bit like heavy for me that way. If it's not, like, I remember my barber in Lurgan used to play it flat out, and I would just be like, fucking yeah, this is what I want, and drinking a coffee, like a fucking, you know, like nitro brew coffee out of a shop from down, you know, most middle class thing ever, just fucking loving it. But like, I wouldn't like sit down and listen to it in my spare time, you know. I can appreciate it, and I go, there's a lot of fucking work goes into that, but I would never, like, it wouldn't be on my playlist. But I do love, like, it's controversial, I do love glam metal, because fucking Motley Crue and shit.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
I love
hot take, Motley Crue are shit.
See, that's what I mean. It's a debated thing, you know. Yeah. It's not that I think that they're the best in the world. I just, whenever I play them, I'm like, it's the same thing.
It's a vibe.
I'm like, it's the same thing of whenever you play like Drake. You go, he's not good at this, but I'm partying, you know. Like there's
see, like metal is like my main thing. It's like my bread and butter when it comes to music. But like, for sometimes there is certain other things that you're just like, I want to be in a good mood today.
Oh yeah.
You know? So like sometimes, like Permission to Land by The Darkness, you just stick on that album and you're instantly in a good mood. Yeah, but it's full cheese. Yeah, it's just 45 minutes of, you know, mature chatter, but it's great.
But that's what I mean. That's exactly what it's like for, like, say I've just had a great gig and I'm driving home and it's still sunny out, you know, like it's summer night or something, you know, it's 11 o'clock at night, it's still light outside and it's great weather and everyone's fucking vibing.
Coming home from the next Scaldy on June the 22nd.
Yeah, exactly. Here, fucking look at this guy's a professional. This guy fucking, he knows what he's doing out here. Craig Brown, what's your, there's you've a stage name for it, don't you? I can't pronounce it.
So
there's a fada in it, so I'm like,
my solo project is Ishiri, which is the
okay.
Irish word for resurrection.
Is right.
Which was my whole like symbolic inner cheesy meaning behind it, because it was after I quit drinking and I was learning to be less of a cunt.
Yeah, I get you.
And so I was like, right, well, my new
project. Are you sober now then?
I am sober over 2 years.
Fuck me.
From alcohol, I would like to specify.
California sober.
It's
more like fucking. It's more like West Belfast sober.
I do live in West Belfast technically, so.
But yeah, no, that's fair play to you, man. I'd love to be able to get out of the drink. As you can see, there's fucking whiskey bottles galore over there.
Yeah, it was
gluten free. Fucking
walking in here.
I know I'm the worst person to be around if you're sober.
I used to be mad for the Jameson too, so it's like there's
something about it. But I'm thinking about, because me and Abby are currently we're moving out at the minute, I was telling you before, and I'm thinking about maybe knocking it a bit in the head whenever we get moved out. I say that and I'll go, I have the freedom to drink whenever I want, and then I can just drink now.
I'm really glad that I quit drinking before I moved out by myself, because it would have been a disaster, I think.
Yeah, I know, fair play to you.
It was a disaster when I was living with my granny, but it would be a bigger disaster if I knew.
I remember having an argument with a guy one time. He was like trying to tell me that he wasn't like he was like, I'm sober, so I'm sober. And I was like, you're not sober, you're lying. He was some smack from Craigavon. He was like, I'm not. He was like, you're not, you're on gear, you're drinking every week. And he's all, no, but I've been sober for like today. Like, and I was like, right, okay. And then not even like 3 days later, it was like a Thursday. It was like the Sunday I found out that he got blocked and hit his granny. Oh, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What's that famous George Best quote? It was like, one time I gave up drinking cigarettes and women. It was the worst 20 minutes of my life.
I know, get that in a t-shirt. Probably is in fucking New Look or something. But that like, I would love to be able to do it, but I feel like I drink once a week at the minute, and it's like I drink by myself. I'm not like out partying or anything, so I'm just like, I just enjoy having a drink to relax and stuff, so it's not really like, I wouldn't call it alcoholism. My problem is when I do start drinking, I don't finish.
That is alcoholism. Yeah, I used to have that.
So I can actually I can hold off. Like I can go, I'll not drink for 2 weeks, no problem. And I'm not like shaking over it or anything. But whenever I do sit down to drink, I have a high tolerance for it.
Yeah.
I'll get tipsy right and quick, but I am like, it'll hit 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm only drinking. Like there's nothing else. And everyone else is like, I'm knackered, I've done too much gear. And I'm like, I'm ready, I'm fucking still going.
It depends what you're drinking though too. Because like I would have found before, if I'd had like a 10 glass or a litre bottle of Jameson, I could drink the whole thing of a 100%. Night and be fine. But see if we had a half glass of the same thing with 4 beers, game over.
Oh, that's the exact same thing happened to me last week. I just drank like 4 or 5 whiskeys, which is fucking beginner shit, rookie numbers.
Warm the old cockles, you know.
And then I drank like 2 gluten-free beer, and I was like, someone needs to carry me to bed. But that's the fucking curse of it, But that's what I mean in the sense of like alcoholism that I have. It's straight up. Once I start, I don't stop until I black out. But after that, I'll not drink for 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be all right. I'll be grand here, Yeah. So I'm not like what was it, like a functional alcoholic in the sense that where people they'll drink and then they'll go to work the next day. Whenever I'm working, I'm like, I'm never touching drink. See if I go into work with a hangover, like I'm useless. I'm you can smell it at me, like, I have to lie down on the floor and shit, and burr back,
One time I was working in a call centre before. I keep meaning to do a bit in stand up about this, but I think there's not enough to it. But I was still drinking. I was single at the time. I was hooking up with somebody in Belfast, and I was working at a call centre. So I was like drinking with her till like 7 in the morning. Yeah. And then left to go to work. Oh, and I got to work still blocked.
That's just pure call centre shit. Yeah. So it is. That's
and
like...
I was sitting taking calls like, fucking your bank account's fucked, mate. But it's the hangover started creeping in. And I was like, shit, mate. I
start feeling it in your neck and all.
One of the most alcoholic things I've ever done is go straight to the Tesco Extra on my break at 10 o'clock and immediately get another bottle of whiskey.
Oh, really?
And like 3 bottles of Coca-Cola, and I was like topping them all up throughout the day. And at one point there was this wee Indian fella, Pav, sitting beside me. Shout out, Pav, hope you're doing well, wherever you are. Probably still in the fucking call centre.
I put money on it, the Pav flip-flops and bare feet a lot. That's
No.
I worked with a few. Was he Indian or Pakistani? Do you know?
I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm pretty sure he was Indian.
There was a few Indian guys I used to work with in a call centre, all lovely. Dude named Krishna, legend. Shout out Krishna, love that guy. No social awareness whatsoever. Like, would walk up behind you and just sit with his hands on your shoulders. You're like, you good, bro? And he would just be like, oh, sorry. And I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on? Sat in front of me every single day, bare feet. Crispiest feet I've ever seen in my life. Like
the call center,
his feet looked like bark. Like they were the worst feet I'd ever seen. And I was like, bro, you need to put them away. We're in an office right now.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was always like. So I'm under the impression that every Indian guy just loves the bare feet out. But
I mean, Pav never got them out. But
fair play to him.
He must have had some nose on him, because I was obviously sitting between calls, took a wee slug, and he turns around to me. He's like, bro, is that alcohol? Like, whoa, Pav, shut the fuck up right now. But you know what? I've just thought of this here now, and I had this thought recently, right? Where like in that call centre, and it's kind of a stereotype in most call centres, it's a lot of foreign people, mostly sort of Indian people. Yeah. Do you ever notice now? I work in the civil service. Most, if not all, white people.
See,
I can't think of a single foreign person, not even like another white foreign person that I work with.
And yeah, like I work in a call center, or not a call center. It's technically a call center, but I take maybe like 3 calls a day.
Right.
It's more like emails and stuff I would deal with. It's a security company, and I swear it's piss easy. But someone's came in and they're changing some shit up. You know that new manager thing where people come in and they're like, "Fucking, I'm gonna make a real difference right here." And people go, "We don't want a difference. We are happy in this job.
We like it the way it is."
Yeah, but the essentially, the fuck was I talking about there? Oh, it's just like. Can't remember what I was talking about. Anyway, but
you were in the call center, and it's not really a call center. You were working. I don't know.
Who knows what the fuck I was going to say? There was probably something that's going to get me sacked. So fucking. You can tell I'm hungover today. But
cut.
But yeah, it was oh yeah, one Polish guy works in the whole office.
Right.
There's a black American lady works in another department that sits across from us, and that's the only 2 people in the whole office. It's just pure like. Northern Irish white people, or like English or Southern or whatever.
Yeah.
But I and it's funny because, as you say, I had the exact same thing. Every other call center I ever worked in, or any other office, it was very like
diverse.
Yeah, you would be probably a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
Like it was great. But like now I've noticed I'm like, this is weird. Like I don't know how to feel about this. It's probably why there's no HR department in our office,
Not at all.
Like none. Like it's just, the N-word's through about a lot, Like it's crazy. I'll not say the name of the company, but get a fucking hold on this,
The new Kanye album on repeat.
I swear to God, it's like it's on a parroted radio station in the back, But so yeah, you said you were talking about you're in 2 bands at the minute, Curse Sun and Homegrown. You said you were at gigs over the weekend there.
Yeah, so I was playing with both bands at the weekend. It was my birthday weekend, which was
happy birthday.
Thank you, man. It was pretty sick doing gigs over the birthday. It was like because after I quit drinking, like my last band sort of fell apart because of all that stuff, which was valid. But
crack,
yeah, but
fair play,
I know it's ironic though because you think sex, drugs, and rock and roll, whereas like all the drink ruined that band. But anyway, so I went through a long period of time with like no gigs at all. So then now. It's like that typical thing. It's like you go so long without anything, and then 2 bands come along at once that need a member, and you're just like, well, now I'm doing this. But that was kind of one of the reasons I'd started comedy last year as well. It was like I'd always wanted to try comedy, but it was at that point I needed an outlet for performance because I wasn't fucking getting anything.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, over the weekend there, we had Homegrown at Deer's Head on Friday night with Gale Force Winds, SP Free the World, Kick, I'm trying to remember all the names, and BC Pip and Max Parry. Shout out to everybody. Just realised I've done that now, which sets a precedent for me having to do it for the next gig, which I can't remember most of the bands. But yeah, everyone came on, done their thing. It was good crack. We played. It was great. Oh, everyone was fucking late. I know I probably shouldn't talk about this shit, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Everybody was fucking late. Nobody showed up on time.
Oh, here.
But we made it work.
Diabolical.
We made it work. And Garrett and Phil, if you are watching this, it's okay. I'm not slobbering. There's no hard feelings, but I'm slobbering. I'm just disappointed. It wasn't actually their fault, but
I'd fucking. Oh, see lateness, there's something about it just winds me up.
Do you know what it is for me as well? It's like I'm always, see if I'm meeting a friend or something and I know it's going to take me 20 minutes to get there, I'll say I'll be there in half an hour so that I can't be late.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%. I'm the exact same. I'll go like, my girlfriend will disagree with us because I'm late to everything with her, but it's because she lives 40 minutes away, so sort yourself out. We're going to move in together. I'm not going to be late anymore, But like, whether it was regarding gigs or anything, I'm there 20 minutes before the person who's meant to be there shows up.
Yes.
And like I like to get my grounds in places and stuff. I need to avoid any anxiety. I need to be early.
Yeah.
Because if I'm there early, I can go and see, like, say it's a gig, I can go see what the room looks like, I can go see what the setup's like, I'm just like, everything is grand, I know what way I'm going to stand, I know what way I'm going to sit, whatever it is, Doesn't
matter as much for comedy though, like you can literally land up 5 minutes before you're due to go on stage and it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it doesn't, but that's what I mean. At the same time, it's just like, I like to, if I'm recording a podcast with someone, like I was doing Rube Oil's podcast a few weeks ago there, and I was down half an hour before them two showed up, and I was just like, because they recorded the upstairs in a bar, and I was like, literally, I was down, I was just having a wee pint to myself and all, and I was like, I like to sit down and get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
But that's why I would be punctual to stuff. I like to not have the worry of like, what the fuck's happening, you know.
Yeah,
but,
and then they're not going to have that either. They're not going to be like, where the fuck is this guy? They're just going to land up and go, oh, fuck, there you are. Happy days.
Not to get not to touching the fucking hot topics here, folks. But no, I just I'm weird about that sort of stuff. But so whenever I'm doing something and somebody's late, I don't mind. Like if they let me know I'm going to be late, I'm going grand. But see if I'm sitting waiting like 20 minutes and I'm like, where are you? You know, like I hate that shit.
See, my girlfriend's bad for showing, like, we'll be meeting up in town or something to go somewhere or do something or go to a gig or whatever. If we weren't already together, we'll go and meet in town. And the amount of fucking times where I've landed up to meet her in town and I'm like standing there. It's happened one time in like January or something, so it was freezing. And I text her and I was all here. I'm here waiting. Like, how long are you gonna be roughly? It's like, oh, sorry, I got distracted speaking to my sister. I'm getting the next bus. And I'm like, I'm in the town here.
100%. It's weird, like. But how long have you been in Curson now then? Do you say it was about
coming up to a year now? Yeah.
Yeah, and do you plan on like releasing like any music or anything? Or
yeah, so we're at the minute we've just started working on our new EP. So,
do you have a title for it yet, or surprise?
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to fuck about. But
is this the band you play bass in at the moment?
This is the band I play bass in. Okay. Yeah, so we've got an EP coming out with 5 tracks, so 4 of them we're re-recording. I think one of them's an older one's just getting mixed up or something like that.
Is it on Spotify or anything?
We are on Spotify, yeah. I say we. Any of the shit that's on Spotify, I don't play on it. Yeah. But if you want to imagine me, go ahead. It'll make you feel nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will, but
typed in cursed song, it came up cursed meme songs.
Cursed meme songs. But yeah, so we're working on that. The drums are recorded and then the guitar players are doing their bits and it's getting sent over to us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the bass and then Primoid's gonna mix it all.
Oh, is right.
And then we obviously need to record the vocals as well. But yeah, that's on the way. But we don't actually have any more gigs coming up for a while. The last one was in Saturday there in Tipperary. So it was the homegrown gig. Tipperary. But it was the homegrown gig up late after being there really early. But sure, say nothing. And then fucking got the gig done out of the way. Great crack, whatever. Finally got home and couldn't get to sleep until like 2 in the morning. I was like, fuck's sake. So couldn't get to sleep like 2 in the morning. Woke up at 8. So just about had 6 hours sleep. And then within 3 or 4 hours, I was away on the road to Tipperary. Jeez. Go down there and just standing about for a while. There was so many tribute acts on, man. So
really?
Like right before us, there was it was weird. So we landed up and there was this band, like opera singer, with like metal-ish music. It was fine. It was music, I guess. And then after that,
there's always something for somebody, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't for fucking me though. But straight after that, there was a Limp Bizkit cover band, and they were fucking brilliant. I'm not really into Limp Bizkit, but they smashed it. Like if you'd have told me that was Limp Bizkit, I'd have believed you.
I enjoyed it.
And then we were on. And then straight after us, it was a Rage Against the Machine tribute.
Oh, really?
It was just really random.
Yeah.
But we went on, we smashed it. It was great times, but I'm knackered. Like, absolutely busted.
What does like a Rage Against the Machine tribute do?
I don't know. We didn't watch them.
I'll do what you tell me. You know, like,
we didn't watch them.
So we love the BBC. Like.
They were called Feckin' Raging.
That's kind of funny.
It was also the show opened. We weren't there at this point. The show opened with a Deftones cover band called Def Tones, and then we were just making jokes up the whole way up the road, thinking, "Jump it, Deftones, white pony."
They missed the trick and now calling it the Tone Deafs. But well, that's the play on the actual joke, you know. Whatever, yeah. Fucking good one, Justin.
You tried, yeah.
Yeah, that's here. What comedy? But so you started comedy how long ago then?
That's last March. I was going to say just over a year. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How have you been finding it so far?
Dead on. Don't get as many gigs as I would like to do, and I'm not fully. I think I prefer doing longer sets, but they're hard to get.
Yeah. You need it. You need to really like fucking be sucking a bit of dick to get a longer set somewhere.
Yeah. But I think the best gig I've done so far was only a couple of months ago. I don't know if you've done it in Burnside Tavern.
No, I don't think so.
So it's good. Well, if you see it coming up in the comedians group, you should go for it because it's good, or I can give you guys contact. But
that's right.
I done it with Connell, Daniel Quinn,
the boys.
Sue Campbell and Bill Gibson was there. Mm-hmm. It was a good lineup. We all got paid and everything, but it was just in the middle of fucking nowhere, this random pub.
Whereabouts was it?
Burnside. The place is called Burnside. It's near Ballyclare. But the first act said Ballyclare, and the promoter came up after and said, "You shouldn't be saying that. There's a strong divide there in the middle. So you're in Burnside, and just remember that you're not in Ballyclare."
Sort your shit out.
Yeah. So
you'll be fucking shot by the end of this.
Yeah, Burnside near Ballyclare, near. But it was brilliant. It was like the room was packed, and it was one of them ones where it was kind of just people that would probably been at the bar anyway. But everyone was just so up for the crack.
Yeah.
Like there was some jokes that I've done at gigs before where I'm like, I don't really know if this works, and the entire room was fucking on their hole laughing, and I was like coming out of that gig, I was like, this is amazing. I'm class.
And
then 2 days later,
curse of it all,
yeah, 2 days later, done new material at James Downey's, or no, it's Connor's club, the Sunday club, Connor Charlton, shout out.
Where is that? Deer's Head?
Deer's Head, yeah. Done some new material and totally fucked it.
Every time he's offered me a spot at that, I've been working. I work 4 days on, 4 days off, as I told you, and it works out that there'll be like maybe sometimes I'll work 3 or 4 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
And every time he's asked me to do it, I've been fucking working, and I'm fuming about it. And I just want to go down and see what the what the crack is with it. So
I used to have that though. That 4 days, 4 on, 4 off. I used to work in. Do you remember the COVID test site in Craigavon?
Yeah,
the drive-through one.
Near Seago there.
I used to work our 4 days on, 4 days off.
You probably know the guy that I was talking about, the music thing. I'm gonna blur this out.
I do know the name. I feel like I have maybe met him.
He worked there for a while, yeah. Justin, remember to blur that out. We're not shouting out people we don't talk to on here. I'm
going to look him up right now and put a photo.
He's probably in photos around here somewhere. But he worked down there. I was just wondering if you knew him. Did you ever run into anything weird working there? I always imagine it being the fucking strangest thing ever. COVID sites. I was at one once. Got tested, no symptoms whatsoever, came back positive. I'm at someone's land. Someone's talking shade here. Somebody's switched mine out with some sick cunt or something,
Well, no, it was always very, because you would have had a barcode on your thing and then your wee card and everything corresponded. So in terms of tests getting mixed up, I don't think that would have been very common, but there was there was always weird shit that would have happened, like always.
Any arguments or anything, or I always imagine just like mental shit happening at those.
There was once you weren't supposed to have
the
window
yeah,
more than a little bit, so this woman was like driving her child or whatever to get tested, and the child was in the back of the car, and we were like, "Yo, you need to fucking put your window up unless we're speaking to you," with that exact words. You know, fuck, put your window up, slut.
I always remember that, like, because I did it twice, tell lie, and I remember both times like forgetting the window thing, and by you'd have thought you'd fucking shot somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you, fucking Israel? Fucking
put the window up now.
I swear to God. It was like one of them fucking, them pullover videos in America. Like, yeah. But I always remember just being like sitting down in the car, and then you would come down the window the full way down, and they'd be like, whoa, yeah. And I was like, sorry.
Whoa, roll that up the fuck. But you see, your woman, she came in, and we were like, can you put your window up, please? And she was like, it's for ventilation. And it's like, yo, you live in the house for this cunt. if you're gonna get COVID, you've already got it, and this little crack in the window is not gonna prevent you from getting it. So close your window so I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, I know. Like, I get it 100%, but I just remember like the fucking fear of like, what the fuck. And it was obviously like prime COVID, where everyone was like on edge constantly, Maybe I think that was the start of the world being divided. I think that was the start of like the fucking.
I agree. Yeah,
that was the start of the hate train going on.
Tinfoil on here.
But
I remember.
I
remember the change, because it used to be you would have had steady sort of numbers of tests, but see towards the end of 2021, I think it would have been.
Yeah,
the tests were going fucking skyrocketing. There was days where the entire car park, like the entire site, would have had cars all up and down it the whole way, and you were just like, how were you meant to work here? You were running around the place giving people tests, and then one day, it was the day after they announced that they were going to stop doing them.
Yeah,
it went from like something like 1,700 tests one day to like 300 the next day, and we were just like, what the fuck happened here?
I'm going to be able to work.
The last 2 months we were working there, it was a gift, but it was so boring. But we were just doing nothing, and it was great. And we're just like, let's enjoy this whilst we still can.
Yeah, I get you. It's fucking weird, man. The whole COVID thing. I know everyone even. It's like it's like saying cancer. It's like it's like a thing where like even you see when I watch a movie or something, and then there's like that fucking there's that song. Who sings it? the Stick Season song or whatever it is. It plays on the radio 16 million times a day. One of the lyrics of it is like, because there's COVID on the plane, and every time I hear it, I'm just like, fuck on, stop saying it. It's like whenever you hear like a rap song and then they say the word depression in it, you know, it just doesn't fit into a rap song at all.
Yeah.
There's certain words I just don't want to hear anymore. You know, I don't want to hear MAGA. I fucking hate the word MAGA. Say in a year from now, if I hear the word MAGA, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Or I hate when people say left or right, like as in your political views. See in this country especially, when they go, see he's lefties, and you go, what are we, American now? What's happening here? You know.
Yeah.
So I'm a diehard Ra man. That's what I didn't know, but they're fucking, I don't know what to say. But I hate words that, like, these buzzwords that people throw about, and like, you just know they're going to be outdated at some point. It's like when you see like an old phone in a movie and you go, geez, remember that was a phone?
Yeah.
You know, like
I had that. We had something in work recently where, I don't know if you have this in your work, but they do like a fucking presentation every year. It tells you how amazing everything is and how you...
Oh yeah, I always call it the blow the smoke tour.
Exactly.
The blow the smoke up their hole, yeah.
Yeah, but there was constant just buzzwords and like all this shit, and they were just, oh, you've been amazing, you're gonna get even better this year, and I'm like, here,
pay me more.
yeah, where's my fucking pay rise here? But they came into something and they were like, and we've now started using AI in our system. And I was like sitting there just like, mate, I just hate the whole AI thing. I mean, to a certain degree, it's probably as a tool that can be used, but like,
I use it, for example, if I'm writing like a caption for a gig, like as in I'll maybe, like, if I have to write like a whole, like a description of the gig, I go, oh fuck, I can't be bothered trying to think of all smart words or whatever, or, you know, buzzwords or whatever. I go, here, AI, fucking sort me out here, you know, right, this is the gig, this is the time and dates, write me a description for it, and that does it, and I go, this is what AI was meant to do. It was made to make things easier. But I actually talked about this with Marty Barkley last week. I think AI is being used for the wrong thing at the minute.
Yes.
People are using it. I use it for a bit of crack. I'll make, like, you know, two fellas from work kissing Rangers tops or something, you know, like I'll do something weird like that, you know, and turn someone into a fucking chicken or something, you know.
That's valid. You see, right, valid if you've got no Photoshop skills and you want to fuck about with your mates.
I have both, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like that's what I mean, like in the sense of like I love doing it as a laugh, but like I wouldn't be doing it. See, whenever you see like a TV show and they're like intros with AI or something, and you go, what the fuck is this? You know,
or like there's a lot. Well, I say a lot, but there's a fair bit of I've seen in the metal community. I can't think of the band off the top of my head, but there was a band recently done an AI cover art.
Yeah,
and it just didn't look good. Like actually, we done something similar for Cursed Sun. I'll like maybe show you it later. But our singer paints and does like arts and shit. So like
there's always something. Anyone that does any sort of like creative outlet always has something else.
Exactly.
Like I'd started off with art. I was a young graffiti artist, as they would call. Arrested, stopped. Went into music. Was doing music for about 10 years and then found comedy and then sort of dialed back on music and went forward on comedy. But it's always the case. Like you started comedy, you were already into music. You know, it's always the thing. There's always like multiple forms of outlets there, you know. There's always something, you know, like you're the lead singer of the band, he's an artist and he does that. I think that's cool. I think that's always like a sign. You can always tell people use like, what is it, the right hand side of their brain more than the left or something, you know, or whatever it is.
But like in all fairness, like we were trying to work out what we wanted to actually do for the art, and we did like use. I don't actually have any fucking AI shit in my phone because I hate it. But so one of the other guys put a load of shit in. Is it Chat GPT or something? And it gave us like a load of pictures, and we were just like, which one of these looks the best? And then he took one and then painted something that was vaguely the same, but fucking a million times better.
Bit of inspiration from it, you know. It's not. It's not like he's not using AI to do it, but he's used AI to go.
What could this look like?
Yeah, to spark something, to spark actual creativity there.
Yeah.
See, this is, I heard somebody say the other week, AI, I think it was Michael Bay, the director.
I think I actually shared that on.
He said AI.
It's going to make lazy people.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be worried. And like, I kind of get that. I'm still a wee bit worried about the.
But he also said that the positive side to it, if you look into it even more, it can't create something. it copy and pastes.
Yes.
So it's basically just it's like goes on Google Images and Photoshops a load of stuff. It can't create anything.
Yeah.
So it won't be able to ever make an original song. It won't be able to ever make an original painting.
It's all just fragments of shit that
it's just went on the internet and went, right, give me a load of fucking Google Images here, and I'll just force feed them together.
But see, even with that, like, because that is a wee bit comforting to be like, yeah, it just makes lazy people. So if we're creatives, like, and we're not being lazy and we're actually making the thing, it's a million times better. But it pisses me off so much. There's this guy I used to hang about with in Lurgan, and recently, a couple of months ago, he put up a thing. It's like, oh, I'm so excited, guys! I finally made my first AI song, and I was like, and I don't like.
It's not going to be an original song.
No,
it's going to just take other parts from other songs. It's never going to make an original riff or
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard an AI song. They're all shit.
They're terrible. Yeah,
they're terrible.
The only ones I've ever heard are all Drake songs. So I'm going. It's better than Drake, but but
it pissed me off. Like I'm not like the type of guy usually that comments on things, because I'm like, what's the point? You're gonna get an argument with somebody on the internet for what? There's no point. But I just couldn't resist this one time. I was typing in the comments and like, mate, no harm. If a computer made it for you, it doesn't count.
It's not music at the end of the day. It's not. Music is meant to be. So I have like a really strong opinion on music being the thing that decides whether or not we are different from animals or aliens. Music is the thing that humans created.
Yeah.
You know, obviously birds and stuff can fucking sing or whatever, you know, but they usually are copying some other fucking thing, you know.
Yeah,
but like I always think that music was the thing that decided humans are different, because we used our ability to hear something to create something, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's, you know, like deaf people make music.
Yeah.
You don't even have to hear. It's just something that's just, you know, like it's creative that came from it's the same with art, you know. It's like you're not going to get a fucking you get them elephants that can paint and shit, like, but they're not creating some fucking, you know, wild thing, you know. They're not. There's never going to be an elephant Van Gogh, you know. Like, it's a real stupid stoner thought, like, but
unless
you know,
you cut an elephant's ear off and then
it's a big ass ear.
Well.
Okay. Can't get that first class post, man. You sent it to his bra. Anyone Van Gogh jokes? Van jokes.
Van jokes.
But name of the episode. But yeah, no, I think that. But that's the thing about AI. It's like it was created to do our admin while we were creative. And people are using it to be creative so that they can do admin.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I use it in the sense, if I'm not making a bit of a laugh out of it or whatever and just having a bit of, like, it'll die out. It'll just be like, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I can't be bought with this anymore. You know, as I say, if I, like, there was a story a fella in work told us about shout out Marty. He was telling us a story about how he got the name Chicken Boy, and I was like, right, okay. And he was like, oh well, I bit into a prawn cracker one time. We got a Chinese delivered. Telling Marty's story. This is Marty's story. It's not mine. I just found it funny. And he was like, he rung the Chinese because it felt like biting into a shard of glass. He said, this guy's a real moaner, by the way. You're a moaner, Marty. Fucking shout out. He was like, he bit into it. And he was like, these are like fucking glass, mate. Real Lurgan. He's from like Quilky or something, you know. He was like, these are like fucking glass. You need to sort this out and all. The guy came to the house. And his girlfriend told him, he was like, get upstairs, you're not talking to this fella. And the guy was like shouting to the guy, being like, he was like, oh no, you just fucked me over, you have charged me for these prawn crackers. They're probably free with a meal or whatever. Yeah. And the guy was like, you just want free meal, you just want free meal. He was all, you're chicken boy, you want free meal, chicken boy. And I was like, that is the funniest thing ever. So I took one of his Facebook photos and I made him into a chicken off it. Yeah. Because I was sitting in the middle of work and I was like, no, send this right at the office. This will be funny as fuck, because the whole office was laughing about it. And I was like, that is funny. Yeah. But I'm not going about going, I'm going to make money off this. You know, like, this is fucking...
Like, look at this photo I painted of Marty. Yeah. You know?
Like, I was just going, no, hey, everyone else can use it. Work away, you know, like... But I think that's the thing with AI, where it's like, I use it for admin on stuff. Things that I'm like, I can't be fucked. Like, I'll go, here, write me a description for this gig, so that I can, while you're writing me the description, I can go and make a fucking poster for it. Yeah. You know, like that sort of way. Like, something where I'm not going to have to sit down and do the fucking admin on something, or like, I can't wait for AI to take my job, you know, just so I can go and tell jokes. See, anyone, by the way, if you're using fucking AI to write your jokes, fuck off. It's the same thing as you said about the music. You
or
know,
your
it doesn't
lyrics
count.
Or anything.
Yeah, see if I catch any of you cunts. Right, I'm going to fucking search all your jokes up.
See, that's all the thing. It's like music and obviously comedy's different, but like music and lyrics, even if you're writing them both separately, it's all from something that's happened to you. And like, we're kind of like AI in a way, whereas artists, like even for yourself as a comedian, like every joke you write has some inspiration from something you've heard from somebody else before, or even something that you might have said before and only half remembered. It's kind of the same thing, except, you know, we're actually fucking making something new with it. And processing it slower, but processing it in a way that's like logical. Like whenever I write songs, I wrote my debut single was 11.5 minutes long, because I love long songs, just wanted to write one. But I was like, you can't just make it long for the sake of being long, otherwise you end up with fucking whatever that Taylor Swift song is. It's like 11 minutes is just 2 verses or some shit. You know, it was like every single part in that song was a reason why it's there.
Yeah.
Or it's like it calls back to something else. It's 100%.
All there's meaning to everything. I always say this about, like, if you say you go to view a house. Yeah, this is relating to me at the minute, because this is what we've been doing. Me and Abby have been looking for houses, apartments and stuff. I always look into them and I go, it's going to be more homely when we move in, because it'll have our touch on it.
Yes.
But whenever you go and you view it and it's just like the stock,
you're like, this looks like shit. What the fuck is this?
There's not a photo on the wall. There's
doesn't
not
even look like a house.
You know, it's just an IKEA set. You know, so you're going like, there's no taste to this whatsoever. But you know, whenever you move in there, it's going to be all you.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing. It's like everything has to have meaning behind it. Like that house is just so fucking like dreary. It might be all nicely, you know, painted or whatever, but it's dreary in the sense of it's all just white and grey.
But
whereas when you move out, you'll pick the pillows and they'll be your fucking pillows. There will be a story behind you picking those pillows.
Yeah.
Exact same thing you're saying about the music. They wrote a hook. Someone might have said something. They go, oh, you know what? I could change that lyric to this. Or, you know, you write a riff. Like, there's a lot of times you like see like old videos. Don't know how you feel about Nirvana. I know they're another debated one. You know, there's
not a fan.
Yeah, I get you. But I used to like be obsessed with like watching like Kurt Cobain's videos of him like writing songs when he was younger and stuff. And like, it was never AI. It was never. It was just him fucking about with guitar, because he didn't know music theory or anything. So it was just him fucking about with guitar until he found a sound that would be, you know, as much as people, you know, you might not like their music, I think it's still cool, the process of it. Like, that's why I was like, you know, you're talking about you appreciate rap music, you don't do it, you don't really listen to it, but you would still look at it and go, there's an art behind that. You know, like, where the fuck did Smoking Weed with Jesus come from? You know, like,
well, it helps to see people making it, because like I said, like there's always ones in our place recording and stuff, and like Paul Primoid makes the beats, and there's 2 guys that obviously Homegrown do work with us as well, but there's these 2 guys, Crowan, The Unknown, and Woozy.
I think I've heard of Woozy.
Yeah, maybe. So they're, check those guys out. Shout out to the boys.
Like WUZI.
WUZI. Yeah, I actually featured on one of his songs doing metal vocals. So Primoid done a beat that was like a black metal style. So black metal, if you don't know, is like a subgenre of metal where it's just like like fucking church burning music. Terrible. Although he's actually got me into it. The last person I expected to get me into black metal was a fucking rapper.
Yeah.
Woozy was like, here's funnily enough,
stick that on.
the playlist, for whatever reason, he's called it John Sue's Greatest Hits, and it's just a picture of John Sue and like 14 hours of black metal. But yeah, he raps for a bit and then I do a big at the end. But those guys, they come in and it'll start with a beat, and like I'll be in and out, you know. I'm not like, I don't want to sit in here and watch these fucking write bars all day long. But
some guy being like fucking, you know, and then I fucked her backwards, like, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching here?
I feel like I've heard that in my house before.
I've heard you say I've made money. This is the end of it, you know. Like, if you mention Catholics and Protestants one more time, it would be like, this is why I don't even go to any of the writers' rooms in comedy or anything. And I'm just like,
been to one of them.
I'll see if I sat down and like, don't get me wrong, all the guys that go to it, they're cool guys and all. There is a writers' room that happens. I'm not exposed them on that. You know, if someone shows up to the fucking writers' room, bombs the place or something. But there's a writers' room happens like every week, ran by George Robinson. If you want to be a part of it, then that's. But I always think to myself, if I do show up to that, I don't know how I would feel sitting listening to everybody else's material and all, and because it's sort of like multiple people, I would just be dying to go, and what about this one? You know, like
I'm really stubborn, because whenever it comes to me writing material, I maybe don't do it, and I don't even know what the traditional way would be, but like
I'm probably fully in agreement with you here as well.
See, even now doing comedy for a wee while, I still enjoy it and I still will continue to do it, but I definitely don't have nearly the same passion for it as I do for music. So like,
I completely get you, yeah.
Even when it comes to preparing for gigs, like sometimes I'll go into the vocal booth in Argaff just so that no one can really hear me, to try and go over my set, and you're standing there by yourself telling jokes and you don't know if they're going to be funny, and you're just like, I don't like this. 9 times out of 10 I end up winging it, because I just don't want to stand and fucking just practice by myself.
I know what you mean. See, I would listen to, just on the topic of music, I just thought of it, but like we were talking about black metal and stuff. I don't know what kind of category or what subgenre like people like Slipknot would fall under.
That's a. It depends who you ask.
Because they're quite commercial for a metal band, aren't they? They're like,
I would put, because they would have came out around that sort of same time as like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and stuff, so they kind of would have fell in more so to that new metal sort of territory. But I don't really know. Nobody gives a fuck. It's constantly, if you go into any metal pages online anywhere, it's just people fucking arguing all the
debating that
time.
same topic. But like I would listen to a lot of, there's this rapper called Tac9 I love.
Oh yeah, he done a song with Corey Taylor. Yeah,
he has songs with Corey Taylor. He's currently, I know that this is going to get fucking hated on, he's currently like touring with Fallen in Reverse. Even I'm like, these guys are fucking,
oh, they're so bad, man.
And the guy, the lead singer, I can't remember his name, but
Ronnie Radke.
Yeah, fuck.
Do you know what the problem is? It's
guy.
like, see if the music was good, it would maybe be.
I'll buy ball, you being an asshole, like, you know.
Yeah, but it's the music is so bad, and he's such a dickhead.
Yeah,
he just fires out at everybody.
Yeah,
there's this band, like they've gotten quite big. You might not have heard them, called Spirit Box. So they're quite a big metal band at the minute. Female singer, and her husband is the guitar player. So what actually they done is they got married. All the money people gave them as like wedding presents, they put it all towards putting this band together.
Right, okay.
So it was like kind of their whole dream. But
that's cool.
There was a whole thing a couple of months ago where Ronnie Radke came out, and after their album had dropped, mind you, they put out a new album, and he was like, oh, I can't remember what the context was, but I think they pulled out of a tour that he was on or some shit, I don't know. But he came out and was like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to tell everyone, what will everyone think when they find out you cheated on your husband with like X? And it's like, nothing ever came of it.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I hate that dude. He's like a caricature of what like you imagine like a douchey like fucking metal guy being, you know, like he looks like it, you know, it's like, if you fucking AI'd it, that's what he looks like.
He's the guy at the metal show that's like knocking over 15-year-old girls with his elbow.
Oh, fucking.
That's the guy.
I just wanted to, before we get wrapped up, because we had about 50 minutes here, I've had fun, man. But we do this segment. Now we've started. I say we, it's me doing everything. What am I fucking?
Well, I'm here too.
Yeah, well, you're part of it now, man. You're part of the fucking user hectic world where we, you know.
You are hectic.
We, fuck, do you know what it is? I had them all screenshotted on my old phone, and I got a new phone last week, and it's all moved over, so I need to get them back up here, so just bear with me. But it's a segment we call the piece of shit segment.
Right.
Which is basically all these different categories. Would have had a few ones like what was one before? Calling the like having in your house big towels and wee towels. Does that make you a piece of shit? You know,
right? Okay.
So like, or you know, stuff like that, like selling fireworks in school. Does that make you a piece of, you know, or like, you know, things that would make you like trashy growing up? What was like trashy things you had in your house that you would have been like, you know, like maybe upper to middle class people would look at you and go, "The fuck out of it."
Clubland CDs.
What separates us from the higher classes? That's what I'm trying. Clubland CDs is fucking great. Yeah. Wait there, I'm trying to get it back up here.
Although it's funny you mentioned that about like having big towels and wee towels. There was only big towels in our house till I moved in.
Oh right.
I remember going to that place for the first time and like coming out of the bathroom, be like, "Where the fuck you meant to dry your hands?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, sure, there's towels right here." And I was like, "Did you not keep a hand towel in the bathroom, you know, for your hands?"
Yeah. It's wild. Like I always like. I'm weird about towels. I don't like sharing towels either. See, in our house, I've black towels. And the rest are all just whatever towels are in the house.
Yeah.
But I everything I have, I hate sharing it. And like that sounds fucking weird. Like to some people might not have the privilege to be able to share it. But I went and just bought all my own stuff.
Yeah.
As you know, a lot of people might just agree and go, what you know, this is the debate we're talking about. This is what are you a piece of shit is. Like, do you find it weird that I went and bought my own towels because I don't like sharing any with the rest of my family?
I mean, I don't think that's weird. I mean, if anything, it's probably better that you went out of your way to spend your own money on your own towels, so you can be like, right, these are mine, so I'm not going to use yours. Don't you use mine? But I've paid for these. So
exactly.
I don't think I think that's dead on.
And that's the thing. Do you know what the trashiest thing is? My girlfriend bought me a big black like beach towel that I use for the shower and stuff, and It's got my name on it.
Oh,
It says
fuck.
Justin along it. It's fucking class. I love that shit. Like anything I can get my name on, it's just great. You know, like I fucking user hacked all over this place, but it's fucking great. You know?
Yeah.
I'm such a wanker that way. I've got a few of them up here. Let me see. They call it Londonderry or Derry, but everyone still goes to the same chippy.
What the fuck
I
does
think
that
that's
mean?
niche to Derry. But did your granny ever threaten to slap the head clean off you while handing you a biscuit? What the fuck? They seem niche.
Is this all just like half-baked bits or something?
Someone's whipped this out of their notes, you know?
Because the amount of times I go into my notes, like even if I want to try something new, I'll be like, there'll be some bits in here that I can flesh out, and then I'll go and it'll just be like, oh, mental. And I'll be like, I don't know what that means, and I fucking wrote it.
I know. Putting "wee" in front of your name, but you're over the age of 30.
Wee Craig.
Like Wee Craig. Do you like you ever get Wee Craig? Or I have a cousin and an uncle. They're called Danver. Funny, a lot of families do. They're called Danver and Danver Junior.
Right.
But they get Big Denver and Wee Denver. Wee Denver's like 35. I'm like,
He'll always be Wee Denver.
I'm like, that's a grown ass man,
Yeah.
you know. So like, I always find that funny if it's like,
But what if Wee Denver then has another Denver? Does he become Big Denver?
I don't know what happens to Big Denver. Maybe
Maybe
they
transcend.
they fight to the death, you know.
Or like
there can
if-
only be one Big Denver.
If the grand is still alive, does he become like XL Denver or something?
Let me see here. What else we got? Saying I'm not sectarian, but and then continuing to be
I'm
sectarian.
not sectarian. I just hate them.
Calling an ice cream a poke.
Oh Jesus, that's my whole family. Like, yeah, except for me, obviously.
Would you have said the ice cream man or the Pokemon? You're from these neck of the woods,
Pokemon,
so
yeah.
I would say Pokemon.
Pokemon, aye.
Yeah, that would be someone ever wore a football top to an important event, wearing a Rangers top to a wedding. That's the scummiest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
I feel like that's been done, or like they'll have a blazer on over the Rangers top.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna try and get more up here.
Staring at the camera, making people feel nervous.
I'll zoom into you for this.
One,
Eh,
like a dirty eye. I'm gonna stop doing this. I'm making myself feel uncomfortable now.
eating curry sauce on everything.
Here,
In brackets, Christmas dinner.
no, that's too far.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fucking scummy as
I mean, curry sauce is fucking great though.
I do love curry sauce.
I could put curry sauce in a burger. That'd be banging.
See, at the minute I'm struggling because I've recently just been gluten free.
Oh.
To sound like a wanker, this is the third episode in a row we've mentioned it. People are getting sick of this, you know. This is,
gluten free? Oh,
user gluten free. But I love curry. Like curry would be my like fucking go to for everything.
surely you can get a.
You can get gluten free curries. A lot of Indian curries would be gluten free. It's not the same. I'd like an Indian curry, but I need to be like I'm going for an Indian curry.
Yeah.
Rather than like, you know, you just get
Some
something out of
shite
fucking
out of the chippy.
Tesco's or something, or
Yeah.
chippy, you know, or Chinese or whatever. But I don't know. But would you consider a chippy a treat, or like a
Treat?
the same way people would fine dining? You know,
No, I wouldn't. I would rarely get a chippy nowadays. I've kind of went off them, but anytime I get one, I just feel a bit.
it's grim afterwards. Like you're
Yeah.
sitting fucking, you know, you can feel it in your stomach for about 3 days after.
Everything gets so much more expensive at the minute. Like takeaways, everything is skyrocketing, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. You ever wear Lynx Africa?
I have done, yeah. Not anytime recently.
Weren't it
Should
right
they
now?
discontinued it there, didn't they? R.I.P.
Oh yeah, they did, and like people were like bulk ban it. Imagine bulk ban fucking Lynx Africa. Like,
It's going out of stock. You get the last of it. I don't know why I imagine Lynx Africa users to be from that place in England.
a guy lives in like fucking, you know, Lisburn.
Got 500 tins here. Don't make the Joan.
This is fucking Christmas sorted for everyone's ears. But let me see. Having a time limit in the hot water in the house.
Nah, we don't.
We have that. Ours comes on at 7 o'clock every day. As 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
And if you go like within a few hours of each way, you're not getting hot water. Like,
Oh, no.
fucking trashy as shit. I love it. Like, we were laughing at my mum last night. This is something my mum did that is really trashy. My wee sister goes to Ulster University and she's doing a big art exhibit on Friday. And my mum put like this real concerned look on her face And I was like, why does she look so concerned? And my sister turned around there and goes, Mum, you can drink after it ends at 7. And my mum went, oh, okay, thank God. And I was like, that's not what you were worried about. Because my mum religiously every Friday and every Sunday takes a drink. Every Friday she'll drink here, whether or not a few of her sisters come around. My mum has 11 brothers and sisters, small Catholic family, wild. But like a few of them will come around, or her friends or whatever, or not. She'll drink on her own and sit with the iPod and the Beats headphones on and just watch music videos
every Friday. Would feel.
What I mean, from I was born, like this is like a religious thing. And every Sunday she'll go to her sister's house in Quilkey.
She never drink on a Saturday then, ever, or the odd time.
If there's an event, it's a communion or something, she'll go, all right, I'll take a small drink, but I'm drinking on Sunday again,
Yeah.
But she was so stressed out at the thought that she couldn't take a drink on Friday.
Oh, no.
And then she turned around and she was all, but then I'll take a drink at it. And my wee sister was like, you can't drink at this isn't a thing. She was like, I'll bring a bottle of BELFAST, she'll be all, they'll be all. Like
that does fall under alcoholism though. She
100%.
may only be drinking 2 nights a week, but if you take away one of those nights,
that's like fully 100%. We just don't question her. We just like, Soppy, she works hard and puts food on the table for us every week. So.
Yeah,
but
there you go. You deserve that.
It's just so funny, the stress on her face whenever my sister went, it's Friday night. She went, wait, hold on. And my sister, like, I was like, why would you be like, it's her art exhibit, it's a big thing, And she turned around and like my sister just interrupted and just went, no, you'll be able to take a drink. It ends at 7 o'clock. And she went, oh, thank God. Like, I mean, real stress. This was like, she was panicking. Like,
and
I was like,
weight off the shoulders at that moment.
Oh, that was the trashiest thing I'd seen in my life. But I was laughing my head off at that. Saying dead on, catch yourself on, I right. Yeah, those are, I wouldn't say that's just Northern Irish colloquialisms.
Saying things, saying words, is that piece of shit? Say words.
Basically. Let me see. Would you consider going on holiday without leaving the island? If you were to go somewhere without leaving the island?
It's not a holiday.
It's not a holiday. People, I've like, as I said, my dad isn't well. So I, from the ages of about 11, before that was, my dad got really bad whenever I was about 11, till I was like, old enough to go on holidays by myself. I didn't really get a holiday. Like I never. So
it was always just somewhere else here.
So holidays would be my auntie taking me to like Donegal.
Yeah.
For like 3 days while they just drunk the entire time. So they would just be there getting drunk, and I would just be in the house, like. And then I hit like 15 and I started drinking, so it would be a bit more fun then, because I could drink with the adults and stuff. But. Yeah, like I always was like, oh, we're going on holidays this year, and people go, where are you going? Portugal, Spain,
Bundoran.
It's like Letterkenny. And now I will drive to Letterkenny for a gig and drive home in the same night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, imagine this was a holiday to me, and I'm like just driving there and back in the same night now.
See them big long drives, but I like see from doing the Belfast gig on Friday and then up and down to Tipperary on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy because the last time we done a gig with the metal band, it was in Limerick, so that was a big long drive as well, but we stayed over, so we had the 1 day of travelling, and then we got to do a wee bit of partying or whatever, and then the next day just straight back again, and we were home for the afternoon. But Saturday there, to be fair, we were still home before 12. Fucking great.
Oh, they love that.
But I got home and I was just like half a man.
Yeah, it's crazy what like a drive will do to you, and I think it's like the just lack of blood flow makes you fucking zot. Like,
do you want another thing as well though? I couldn't go on my phone because I fucking love Doctor Who. Like you were probably talking about this whenever Sam was on, but like huge fucking love it. It was always like a big part of my childhood and everything. So the series just finished last weekend, and it was the only one they didn't put it on fucking BBC iPlayer in the morning. So you had to watch it while it was on, which it was on like 5 minutes after we started playing.
Oh.
So I had to turn my phone off from like 6 o'clock right up until we got back to Belfast, and I was just in the back of the car, just like
raw dogging it,
raw dogging life, just staring out the window. Wow.
Oh, yeah. No, it's funny. Like I wouldn't have pegged you as a Doctor Who guy.
That's why I wear fucking big coats like that.
Here, it's cool. That's your vibe, man. See, when I see that, I genuinely seen someone wear a coat like that the other day, and I thought of you.
Oh,
so
really?
that's your brand now, bro. You know,
it, man.
That's what we're. That was loud as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You hollow, bro.
Nothing in here. I have no
Bass
heart.
kick, chest, fucking. Dum dum. Bro's got 808s inside of him. But double drum. But yeah, no, we've had about an hour and 5 here. I really appreciate you coming down, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
I'm glad to see you about more because I do enjoy your set. The first time I seen you was back in
Probably Madden's or something.
Madden's, probably over a year ago. It was early on for you, and I remember you killing it back then. So I was like, this is what I do with this podcast and my own gigs and stuff. I if I see like potential for someone to be naturally funny, I know they're going to be hilarious whenever they get like this the writing down.
Yeah.
So like whenever I seen that, and you were like an outgoing guy and stuff, so I was like, no, this guy's cool. So I was like,
Thanks,
yeah, I was meant to ask you a while ago, but as I said, there was like a bit of a hiatus and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's cool to have you down, man, and it's cool to get to know more about like the actual music side of things that you do, because I'm always interested in that stuff, being that I'm into music.
Yeah.
so.
Well, you probably still class yourself as a musician yourself, even if you don't really make stuff as much.
I'll put out I'll drop
still
like
know
once,
how to write a song.
Yeah, like I'll drop like one song like every 3 months, and just
more than some people.
Yeah, like I'm actually working on like a few at the minute. I'm working on one called Open Mic, and it's just it sounds cornier than what it is, but it's actually decent.
Yeah.
And it's like for a rap song, if you're in the rap, you'll probably go, oh, that's actually, but it's like basically it doesn't really have a topic. It's more just a rap song, but like the chorus is about like what it's like being an open mic comic. It sounds like it's going to be corny whenever you say it like that, but it's not. It's very hip hop, But yeah, I was actually going to say we should like. I would love to like just be in on one of the studio sessions or something, because I would or like whatever you're doing, if you're working with homegrown or anything, I'd love to just be down at it. And
man, I like we should get you up, because like Paul Primoid, like the way he likes to do things is he likes to just get people up to the house.
Yeah.
And that was how I got in. Like we met because the band I used to be in, we played together a couple of times, and then just met up and had a good chat, and then he messaged me out of the blue one day. He's like, man, this is really random, I don't really know you that well, but do you want to come and do a podcast? And I was like, sure.
Class.
And by the end of the day, we'd like done a full metal song together and just said fuck the podcast.
So that's what happened with the old co-host of this. It was like we ended up recording like 10 songs together off the fact that I just invited him down here, and then found out that he was into rap music and stuff, and that he wrote. And then we sat and like every week after the podcast, we would sit and record for like a few hours. We got like we got enough to bring out like an LP or something, or an EP or whatever one you don't need a record label for,
Yeah.
And like I ended up not wanting to do it anymore, and I was just like, oh fuck, I've 10 songs here of great stuff, so I have to like reword them and things. But yeah, no, I would love to actually be a part of that someday if we're up for it. Definitely.
I know for a fact Paul would definitely be up for it. Even if
I was chatting to him before, and he was a good guy. He was
interested.
I showed him one of my songs that I was working on at the time that's actually out now. So I just go under the name Freeburn now. I had a whole rap name back when I was younger, but when you're like 15, you have a rap name and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
That was one thing, like whenever I was going for making my solo project, yes, it was the whole symbolic thing, those resurrections, all cheesy shit, but it was also a thing I didn't really want to go by my own name. Nobody wants to listen to a heavy metal project that's called Craig Brown or the Craig Brown Band.
The Craig Brown Band sounds...
Craig Brown Band, there's like nobody else, just
great
me.
Jazz music.
Just me and the computer.
You and fucking like I feel like you would just be the only white guy in that band, like there would be a lot of like fucking sick trumpet players and that, or like there's a lot of brass going on in that band, the Craig Brown band, but no, as I said, thank you very much for coming down. We gotta hit the road, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, have you anything to plug before you go? A Sherry?
Well, I'm working on an album at the minute. Fuck knows when that's coming out. Been working on it for like a year, so it'll be out at some point. But follow me on Instagram, Craig_TTB, and there'll be stuff on that there. It'll have already happened by the time this goes out probably, but Ulster Sports Club with fucking Mickey Bartlett, which I'm shitting myself for, but can't wait.
It'd be great. Sure, we ran into him the whole week,
yeah.
As I seen him outside, and he just came over. He was like chatting away. He's a good lad. But that's no joke, is it? Yeah,
no joke. Yeah, that's
right.
the 12th. I think this comes out literally the following day. So hopefully it went well.
Yeah, we're gonna call it now. It was great. You don't understand how class Craig is.
Man, it was amazing.
Craig's booked the limelight there.
Man, like Mickey Bartlett gave me a kiss in the cheek and all. He's like, that was the best thing I've ever
He's
seen.
still trying to lick my neck. But yeah,
Get tough.
it's just lurking, man. Like got this. But listen, 22nd of June, Black Box. We've got David Doherty Jeb hosting it with us, and a few other special people coming down for it. So get your tickets for that. They're on Eventbrite. You can go onto my Instagram account, just Justin Freeburn. I'm the one and only. It's kind of sad that I could get just Justin Freeburn, because I was like, nobody else gives a fuck about this name, you know. So yeah, you can get that on the link in my bio. It's on my link tree. So get that, come down and tell your dad to stop fucking messaging me.